Welcome, guys. Crypto FUD. Happy Wednesday night. Let's jump right into it. So, I'm sure everybody is fully aware. Um, Today, the Feds came out, Jerome Powell, and we spoke about the Feds increasing the interest rates 50 basis points. Kind of what we already were calling for. So we saw that nice rally up until about the meeting. And then, as I said earlier in the video before, if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out and watch it. I basically stated, that I predicted that we were most likely going to, because at the time of the video, we were already, it was like earlier, we were already rallying up past 17.8. And I said, we'll probably see a nice rally if and when we see the 50 basis point increase. But I was like, with Jerome, how he's going to talk is going to be basically what's going to dictate what's going to happen after. And just like basically a lot of us predicted, we went ahead with the 50 basis points, but he made sure that his talk, his language was still hawkish, and making sure that there was no crazy rally, because that's the last thing that they want right now is the markets to rally. Inflation is starting to go down, but it can easily go right back up. So we're not out of the woods yet, and I completely understand where they're at. So he was basically saying, and I think I have an article up here. We'll just read through it. So the largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization lost hold of earlier gains and was recently trading at around 17,800 after the U.S. Federal Reserve raised interest rates another 50 basis points at its last meeting of the year, and signaled further increases were likely in 2023. And that's the talk that I'm speaking of. So they made sure that they went ahead with the 50 basis point, and that's where you saw that nice rally and people, jumping into the market, the dollar starting to go down, as this was going. But they made sure that he made sure to put the language out that they anticipate increasing rates all until deep into 2023, meaning like to the second or third quarter of 2023. What do I think? I think that's a lie. I think that if we then, because we have like 5 more weeks until the next inflation. Sorry guys, interest inflation. When the next inflation numbers are going to be coming out, and if we see something sub 7%, like we were at 7.1 now. They were expecting 7.3. It came lower than expected, right? It actually was the biggest drop since we've seen everything going on. So if we continue this route and we see a interest or inflation numbers anywhere sub 7%, like let's just throw it out there, 6.7%, you're seeing nice drops. And if it continues, basically what I'm getting to is there's no way that the Feds are going to be able to keep up with increasing interest rates. I think the next interest rate hike, if they do it, because now it's going to be if they even do it. They didn't want to come out and say they're going to do a pause because the market would have rallied. The stock market would have shot off. Everything would have shot off, and that's what they don't want. We'll get into it real quick. They particularly are looking for because the labor market's so strong. So that's something that's holding them. They think that if the economy starts laying off a lot of workers, a lot of jobs, don't stop hiring, that's when it's going to be the final push where it's going to trample inflation, and inflation's going to finally just start skyrocketing down. Do I agree with that? Possibly, but I feel like we can bring inflation down without major layoffs and a major hit to the economy. I mean, right now you can already see it out, and you hear it. A lot of people are not struggling, but possibly are struggling, but they're holding on to their money a little bit more than they were maybe just a year or two ago, because bills have gotten a lot more expensive. So I think that we're gonna come out next meeting with the 25 basis point if they increase it, but I feel like they're gonna have to. But after that is when I think we're gonna really be start talking about a pause, and we're talking, you know, somewhere around February, March of 2023. So mark it on your calendars. We could see a crazy jump up. It could be a setup for a lot of things around the last quarter. I mean, the last part of the first quarter of 2023. So we'll see how that goes. The DXY, in this article, it said that the dollar was still strong, you know, and that you know, Bitcoin's competing with that, and blah 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 blah. And I won't argue and say the dollar's not strong, but what I will say is that what we've been saying, the dollar's slowly trickling down. It's slowly dropping. So does it have it still has ways to go. You know, if you really look at this this chart, I mean, this dollar for the last year was just climbing and climbing and climbing. So if this was the top, we still have, you know, a solid more, like probably 6 months to a year to where we're gonna kind of get to a flat line, and where that flat line will be, we don't know. But if we can at least see sub 100s coming soon, that'll be great for the market. That would be perfect for Bitcoin. So we'll see how it goes. Just wanted to basically just touch base. And real quick though, I do want to just look at the so remember we were in these let me see here. Remember, we were in a this channel mark that I put in. This was a few weeks ago. We were sitting in this channel mark, which was like 16,200 to about 16,800, right? Just bouncing. We'd maybe go a little bit out of it, but we'd go right back into it. And then as we got closer to the Fed meetings, which was probably about a week, maybe a little bit more now, we actually flipped that resistance into support, and that's where we've been at. Obviously, we had a nice run up, and I said as long as I see anything past 17.8, I was gonna most likely look to see if there's gonna be another channel that we're gonna be going into. So we'll see how this goes. I have the channel marker at about 17.8 as resistance as of right now, and I have 17,240 as support. So as long as we can stay within those lines right now, I mean, if we can get past it, that'd be awesome. But I feel like the way it's been going is we sit in these channels for, you know, a week or two, or maybe even a little bit longer. Could be a little less, but we'll see how it goes. So as long as we stay above 17.2 and use that as some kind of support, and 17.8 will probably be where we're gonna we might get above it like we saw today. This though was probably just a crazy giga pump just because of everything with the Fed market and stuff like that. But you can see we're slowly going back into that channel that I drew, and as long as we bounce off that 17.2, if we even get down to it, hopefully we don't get near it, but if we do get down to it, hopefully we'll bounce on that, and we'll kind of stay in this channel market until we start moving up, because remember we're doing like little staircases. So we'll see how it goes. We'll check it all out. You guys definitely make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, following me. We'll definitely keep you in the know about what's going on with everything. But for today, it wasn't a bad day. I kind of already predicted that we were going to see a crazy jump up, and that the talk after you know, they said they were going to raise a 50 basis point was going to be a hawkish talk, meaning they were going to come out with a strong tone in regards to, you know, that they still have to be strong about inflation, and they're going to have to still be strong about interest rates, because they cannot have the market rallying yet. Not yet. It's too soon. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday night. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday. We'll talk about anything that's popped up in the news, in the crypto news, anything like that. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have a wonderful night. See ya.